Hi, my name is Linda. I'm a first generation college graduate, a Mexican immigrant, and a former undocumented student. And today, I help shape higher education policy for the largest system of higher education in the country. I went to Cal State Fullerton, where I majored in political science and minored in Spanish and Chicano studies. My background as an immigrant and a Latina inspired me to pursue those issue areas. I wanted to learn how I can help others like me. And I learned that one way to do that was through policy. My college years were some of the most transformative of my life. It was through the support and guidance I received at Cal State Fullerton that I realized that graduate school was a possibility for me. And so, through the support of my mentors and peers, I applied to graduate school. I earned my master's degree in education policy from Columbia University. And yes, I still pinch myself when I say that. I was the first in my family to earn a bachelor's degree and the first to earn a graduate degree. I like to think that I paved the way for my younger siblings to follow in my footsteps, but really, I did not. I'm only one of six children. My father has been a gardener for more than 35 years, and my mother cleaned houses. They are the hardest working people I know. They took me to work on an occasional Saturday, and not because they couldn't find a babysitter, and they didn't put me in a corner to read a book. I pitched in raking leaves or taking out the trash because they wanted to show me what hard labor did to you. For those of you who share similar backgrounds, you know how heartbreaking it is to watch your parents come home exhausted, hands cracking from calluses, back aching from bending over all day. I remember my father telling me that he wanted us to work with our brain, not with our backs or with our hands. These were reminders of the sacrifices they made for their children to be able to succeed in this country. They wanted us to get a ticket to the middle class, and that ticket was a college education. We are the products of our parents' hard work and their wildest dreams. While my parents did not have a formal education, they instilled in us the value of a college education and a strong work ethic that has been so crucial to my educational and professional career. I could not be more proud to be their daughter. But I did not get here through hard work alone. Hard work does not open every door. In fact, you only need to look around you to see how hard immigrants, low income communities work. And yet, they face countless barriers that keep them from accessing a college education and realizing their full potential. Low income families do not have the resources to pay for expensive tutoring or SAT and ACT test prep. Low income families do not have retirement funds to pay for college tuition, and low income students can't afford a gap year after high school. My educational journey has been influenced by equity minded policies that have preserved college access and protected college opportunity for people like me. Financial aid policies ensured that I had sufficient financial aid to cover the total cost of going to college. Federal work study ensured that I had an on campus job that aligned with my career goals. And having faculty who looked like me validated that I belonged in college. I did not know it then, but I know it now. These experiences were made possible for people who fought for Cal Grants and Pell Grants, the people who fundraised money for scholarships so that I could afford to study abroad, the people who hired diverse faculty so that I could see a reflection of myself in my professors, the people who volunteered at Career Day to share more about their professional job, showing me a glimpse of what I could be. At the end of the day, these investments are made possible by people, by equity advocates. Equity advocates who see the barriers to college access and work on solutions to address them. These investments not only made me a first generation college student, but they inspired me to be a first generation equity advocate. Because others heavily influenced my life, I vowed to do the same for others. I won't know the names of every person who carried the torch for these equity investments, but whoever you are and wherever you are, I want to thank you. You made it possible for a little girl from Aguascalientes, Mexico, to go to college, to access state and federal financial aid so that I did not have to work 2 jobs and pay for college costs, to travel the world as a work-study student, and complete an internship in Washington, D.C., and be able to shake then Senator Barack Obama's hand. Every parent hopes that their sacrifices could build a strong foundation for their children to be able to thrive and succeed. But to thrive and succeed, the burden cannot be placed on the parents or the students alone. We need more equity advocates who can fundraise money to support organizations like JOYA Scholars, to develop strong policy that supports our most vulnerable populations, tutors and mentors that provide students with academic support to excel in their studies. I can go on. It doesn't matter your background, you can be a first-generation equity advocate and inspire others to do the same. It is through your support that you make it possible for people like me to succeed. So what do you say? Are you in?